few buy or sells, guys, that we're going to dive into. And of course, it's brought to you by Davis and Garrett Insurance, your independent auto owners insurance agency, securing what matters most. Go see my boy Clayton over there. He'll get you all squared away and set up. All right. So for a buy or sell, these are random ones. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll do the poll question first because that's real quick, and then we'll get into the buy or sell. I just put this up on Twitter. How much of your excitement for Razorback football is because of Bobby Petrino? I asked the audience this, and so I'm curious what you guys think is the number one response as far as percentages wise for this question. What do you think?
I know what it is because I voted in it. Big reason, because there's like 4 options. It's like,
what are the only options? Reason, big reason, small reason, no reason. So, yeah,
big reason.
58% of you say big, but the second one is actually small reason at 19.5%. Then the only reason, and then no reason. So
anyone saying small reasons lying to themselves.
I know.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on now.
Because I want to be like, I almost wanted to put in like those of you saying small reason. Give me your biggest reason then.
I'm mildly intrigued by this Petrino fella.
Yeah. There's not enough juice behind that story for me. So
I've got a buy or sell.
Okay.
To start this thing.
Okay.
I don't think you have it. I don't know what you have on there.
I probably don't.
But this is the one other thing that I wanted to talk about that Petrino said. Buy or sell, Arkansas is going to have a really good defense because Bobby Petrino said so. Do you believe it now?
Sell.
So the Bobby Petrino wordsmith just didn't do it for you.
I think it comes back to the confidence thing. He doesn't want to admit my offensive line, we were getting busted up by a below average D line.
I was going to say he was very complimentary about that defensive front. And then he gave a shout to the secondary. And then he said, yeah, our young linebackers, new linebackers, they're learning from the other guys.
Okay. So when he said the D line thing, I was thinking, I'm like, dude, Marcus Woodson just said the linebackers were the best group. And then if you had Bobby P come to the press conference and be like, D line low key might be the best part of the defense. I'm like, now they're just like trolling us. Like they're trying to like find ways. We're gonna hear from Travis Williams tomorrow, and he's gonna be like, it's the best offensive line I've ever seen.
Yeah. Can't wait for that.
They're just gassing each other up. They all got in a group text like, all right, you gas me up today. I'll gas you up today.
They're having I'm trying to get like you off.
Yeah. I mean, jeez. Which here, okay, but to that point, I know, Andrew, you remember it, and I'm sure you do, Curtis, but like the defenses that Petrino had at Arkansas when he was here as head coach, they weren't bad, but I wouldn't have considered them great either. So could this defense be like that Petrino defense that was there?
I want to say either. I think it was 2011. I actually think their defense, like I liked it. Like I think that was actually like an above average, like top half of the league.
You had a freshman Trey Flowers. Your boy Jake Beckett was on there. Also like Tank Wright, Jericho Nelson. Remember him? So
I think that 2011. I think they're probably not going to quite be as good as some of those.
Yeah, that's just made me think. I'm like, well, I guess Petrino, a good defense could be like that defense that was playing then. So
can you have a good offense, average defense?
That's literally all it is.
If an average defense, then I think they can win like 8 games.
We're not asking for too much.
Yeah. No. I think it's a very fair ask, honestly. A very fair ask. All right. So buy or sell. We'll start with this one. Buy or sell that Monte Harrison will have 500 yards receiving this season.
Sell.
I'm going to sell this. This is a high number. I'm going to sell that. I'm going to sell it.
So would you say 400?
I'd still sell it.
I think I would go like 250 range.
Okay.
Like I think he's going to be like the 4th, 5th guy, but he's going to like have some, he'll have a game where he has like 50, 60 yards and it's like, oh.
Well, and honestly, the reason I use that number specifically is because, and I know it's a different team. I know all of that, but I always just go back to Arkansas. And in 2011 or in 2010, Arkansas had 5 people who had over 500 yards receiving that year. 5 players had 500 more yards or more receiving.
And that's in 2010, you said?
Yeah, that's in 2010. And then in 2011, I think Jarius Wright's the one that led the way because I think he had 1,000 yards in that season. Yeah, he had 1,000. But then they still had 4 players that had over 500 yards receiving. So that's
I think
why
we could have 4, but I think that the 4 would be Armstrong, Broden, Satania, Has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
You know?
Yeah, give me Harrison for like 240 and a couple tutties or something. You know?
Yeah, I like that.
It's probably all of them against
He's going to be this
UAPB.
year Jaden Wilson, and last year Jaden Wilson had 15 for 199 and 2 touchdowns.
There we go.
I can see him getting a little bit above that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. All right. How about buy or sell? Taylen Green will have 15 or more completed passes of 25 yards or more.
Off the top of my head, I feel like over.
So you're
Yeah,
buying it?
I'll buy that.
I think they're going to be a little bit boomer bust on offense.
Mhm.
So I could see him having games where he has 3 or 4 30-yard completions.
Yeah,
Well-
he'll get a bunch of those just
He'll have 6
thanks to
against UAPB.
Petrino. Yeah, and he'll get a lot of those just because of Petrino.
Yeah.
Some dude running wide open, and
Yeah.
he'll
Well,
get
and
that.
I base that on, and again, in my rigorous research, which I'm sure is 100% accurate, that the 2010 and 2011, Arkansas had at least 15 passes. In fact, another crazy thing, 2009 through 2010 through 2011, that was all 3 years, Arkansas, every single game had a pass of 25 yards or more. Like
That's
completely.
impressive, actually.
Yeah, like every single game. So, all right, now this one I feel like is could be pretty fun. Hopefully, buy or sell that the second leading rusher on the team will be Taylen Green this season.
I'm not going to buy it. I'm not buying it. Frankly, I've kind of said this all along. I kind of hope that he's not like featured that heavily in the run game. Like I think he will rack up rushing yards on scrambles and some quarterback design runs here and there, but I don't want to see him 600, 700 yards because that means he's taking a lot of damage.
I'm buying it.
Okay.
But
He's had 600 yards in his past couple of years, right?
the reason I'm buying it is because I think Quentin Jackson's going to be your leading rusher.
Mhm.
But I do think that you're going to see some shifts behind him. Like I could see R-Dub getting more carries early and then those dwindling and Braylon Russell coming on strong. And then like it could be a different guy as that second back every week even. I think there's going to be so much fluctuation there that you're going to have Jackson out in front by a wide margin and then a bunch of other running backs pretty close, but far behind him. And so I think just by the de facto of Taylen Green's going to be in every game, assuming he stays healthy, that he's going to wind up having more.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like the 2021 season. Like
Yes.
KJ, I think, led him in rushing that year.
Right.
At like 640 or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely like that. That makes sense.
But I do agree with what you're saying. I don't necessarily want to see that. Like, I don't want to see him overdoing it and taking a bunch of shots. And
I mean, dude, 600 yards is a lot for a backup running back. Like, frankly, like Arkansas's had a couple years where they've had guys like a duo that does a lot. But like, if Jaquinton runs for 1,000, it's going to be really hard for another running back unless he just gets all the other carries to get 600, 700 yards. So
yeah,
right.
Especially
yeah, I mean, even if say Taylen Green's, what do we think a healthy number of rushing attempts per game is for him?
So it's tough because sacks count.
Yeah, well,
but I'd say like 7, 6, 7, 8
at the most. Yeah,
I think he's going to average double digits.
Wow,
probably. I bet he will.
Yeah, I mean, I see because I was looking back. Just of course, I know different teams and everything, but this past, I understand Pittman. Or at least when KJ Jefferson was the quarterback at Arkansas, he was the first or second leading rusher every year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in Pittman's first year, Felipe Franks was the third leading rusher that year. So, yeah,
I used to love watching him take off.
Man, I felt so bad.
Felipe had like a 90-yard touchdown run in an NFL preseason game, where it was like just a complete busted thing. But he had like a 90-yard touchdown run,
dude,
and he ran his 40 time was better than I thought it was. He looked slow though.
Yeah.
Well, I think a big part of it was he was like, because he came off that surgery, and I just thought, I was like, man, this guy is so scared to death of like taking a foot down and like doing something.
Felipe Franks is low key one of my all-time favorites. Like for a 1-year guy.
Yeah,
I loved him, man.
One of your favorite rental players?
One of my favorite rentals.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I remember I liked him because I'm like, dude, he's coming into the worst situation you could ever walk into. Like going into a program that's gone 2-10 back-to-back years and has a head coach that's never been one before. And it's in Arkansas and you're coming from Florida. and he owned it, dude. So I was like, I respect that guy for doing that. Because I'm just gonna be honest, I wouldn't have done it. I would have been like, okay, so I'm gonna go from Florida, where I was playing in the SEC title game, to go to a place that's went 2-10 back-to-back years, and as a head coach, it's the first time ever. So, okay, another buy or sell. I guess it might be the last one here. Buy or sell. Tyrell Reed will lead the running backs in receiving yards.
Sell.
Sell.
Who do you think's going to do it?
I think R-Dub is going to have a good chance.
He's a good candidate.
Yeah, Rodney Hill, it seems like, is a guy they're going to throw the ball to. So I mean, I think Tyrell Reed, practice squad, could lead though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might be the best receiver in the running back room. I just don't think he's going to get the opportunities.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, because once again, because I'm a nerd like this, I went back and I looked at who was the leading running back in receptions for Arkansas under Petrino. And if you go back to 2009, it was Ronnie Wingo. 2010 was Ronnie Wingo. And then in 2011, it was actually Dennis Johnson. So
There you go.
You know, sometimes you just have that guy, which it's just like, hey, just use him as more of the reception and the running back and getting all the carry or getting all the
low key. Braylon Russell can catch it out of the backfield. He really can.
I'll also be interested. We've talked about it with Jaquin Jackson that he only has like 10 career receptions or something like that. I'll be interested to see if that number moves or if they like really are committed to just like, hey, you're just a running back. But I wouldn't be surprised if he caught more passes than he's ever caught before.
Yeah.